Hey guys, Kurt here of NK Garage, and we're back with another flea market tool haul. This week I found a lot of rusty tools, and those are some of my favorites to find, especially when I get them for a great price. So let's jump into it and see what we got. We're going to start with the pliers because that's pretty much my favorite thing to find at the flea market are these old steel handle pliers. I'm pretty much obsessed with them. We'll start with one of my favorite brands, Utica. So I found these 7 pairs of Utica pliers. We've got a nice large lineman's pliers here. It's the TL-107. Then we have the 3950, and this one is the 1156. So I think that's a 6, a 7, and an 8-inch. That would be my best guess without measuring them. Got 2 pairs of diagonal cutters. And, there's some rust on some of these tools, but they're really not in bad shape. I try to pick the better condition ones, but sometimes, I'll grab whatever I can get. So we've got a 6.5 to 7-inch diagonal cutter and like a little 4-inch right here. This one looks to me like it has that little circle down there. Sometimes those are wire strippers. I'm not sure if this one is one or not, but sometimes there are little wire strippers in there. Got a pair of tongue and groove pliers. I like the older Utica pliers, the tongue and groove pliers. They're just extremely heavy duty. Like they just feel really strong and secure. And next up is an end nipper. This one has the triple diamond Utica logo. That's always a nice one to see. This one's got some extra pitting. It's the extra pitting package, but it'll be fun to clean up and see what we can do with that. It'll make a great restoration. Next up, my second favorite old steel handle plier brand is Crowder. We got 2 pairs of diagonal cutters. They look to me like they're both like a 5 or a 6-inch, and then we got like a little 4-inch right here. This one's a nice little guy in case you're doing some more smaller work. This one's actually in pretty good shape too. And then I got this really very thin style needle nose pliers. And these aren't just Crowder, but they're marked Crowder Industrial. You can see at the top here, one of the tips is broken off a little bit. But what I'm going to do is when I clean these up, I'll just knock that down a little bit, just make it a little bit shorter and even that out. Next up, we got some M. Klein & Sons pliers. This one here is like a 8-inch lineman's. It's hard to tell with the logo and everything until I clean them up, but this is a really nice pair of pliers. There's the lineman logo right there in the center. And overall, they're really not bad. The cutters are really nice. Everything seems to be really good. Got this pair of needle nose pliers. These all have the lineman's logo in the center, which I really like to see. And then this one here's like a duckbill plier style. The ends get really, really fine. And there's the, the wide sides. Definitely pretty cool. This pair should clean up really nice. Onto the bottom row, we've got 2 pairs of crescent, diagonal cutters here. They're both marked Crescent Tool Company in Jamestown, New York. This one's like a 4-inch and this one's like a 5-inch. This was interesting. I don't normally find Red Devil pliers, so I had to get this one. It's a Red Devil V25. And it's got this like crimper in here, I think it is. So it's like a combination of a slip joint and a crimper all in one. Pair of Craftsman, the end nippers or nail pullers. I'm not sure, when you get to a certain size if it goes from end nipper to nail puller, but there it is right there. It's definitely an older pair. I'll definitely end up keeping that one once I clean it up. I'll put it in my collection. This one here is a Barkalow Buffalo slip joint pliers, and this one also has the flat blade screwdriver end. It was done sometimes back in the day, so you always had a flat blade as well. We got a pair of H. Boker & Co. little lineman's pliers. I got a pair of Dunlap. It's like a 4, maybe 5-inch slip joint pliers. This one, I don't even know what these are. If you guys know, leave it in the comments. Definitely looked unique. It's marked ET Co., Norwalk, Connecticut. It's got a patent date on there. May 4th, 29, 28 or 29. This is like a battery terminal pliers made by the Champion Day Armament Company. That's the company that created the channel lock pliers, and they rebranded to channel lock later on, but this is the number 307. This is my first pair of Williams pliers. It's very hard to read, but right there in the center it says Williams USA. Number 46, I think. That was pretty cool. I've never seen a pair of Williams pliers before, so I was pretty excited about that. This one, the little slip joint pliers, is J.P. Danielson Co., Jamestown, New York. This pair of needle nose is made in Austria. So I need to try to read that. Vindorna. I'm not really sure. Austrian-made pliers. Next up is a little Exolite pliers. It's another brand. You know, they were known for their screwdrivers and not their pliers. So it's the number 55 little diagonal cutters. I definitely thought that was cool. I got two of these. You know, this is like that combination plier with the parallel jaws and the little cutter over here. This one is marked Bernard's. And then this one over here is the kind of a different model. And this one is marked Sargent & Co. We'll swing up top. I got some Stanley stuff. This is a Stanley Sweetheart. It's the number 191 rabbit plane. Seems to be in pretty good shape. The Sweetheart logo is right there on the blade. And I started getting into the Stanley Sweetheart tools, so I picked that one up. Thought it was pretty cool. This is really cool. This is an older Stanley bevel gauge with the switch lock here. So it's a little bit tight, but if I can move it. I had it going the other day. Well, I guess I won't open it up for you guys, but it's got a nice wooden handle here. There's a little brass Stanley written in there. It's got the brass end here, a little brass detail all over it. This will clean up really nice. This will make a fun restoration. And then we got this Stanley spoke shave. It's got an older Stanley logo right there, and then it says New Britain, Connecticut. I couldn't find any other markings on it, but it definitely needs to be cleaned up. I got a Stanley Sweetheart plain blade. I picked this up because it was probably like $1. And I've been able to resell these on eBay for people that are trying to restore planes, you know, for about 15, 20 bucks. It depends on the blade. This is an old Craftsman caliper, like a divider caliper. I thought it was cool because it was branded Craftsman. We have a combination square here with the bevel protractor here. It's marked Ellis Starrett on the ruler, number 4. I couldn't find any markings on the protractor itself, though, so I'm not sure if that is an Ellis Starrett or not. I'll have to keep looking. I've seen online they could sometimes be labeled down here, but I don't see anything. And then this was a unique find. I picked it up, and it's extremely heavy duty. It's marked Rabone Chesterman, made in England, combination square. Very well made, very heavy duty. I got that for $4, I think. Onto some wrenches. I got this like 9-inch auto wrench. It's marked Barkalow Buffalo. Got 3 Armstrong Engineers wrenches, some of the larger sizes. Got a Herbrand double box wrench here. It's marked as the Van Chrome Multi-Hex, 25 32 and 3/4. Got a Williams wrench here. It's one with the square wrench open ends. Maybe for square nuts, I would think. Another Williams double open wrench. And then this one is Billings and Spencer. Over here I have a Proto Los Angeles wrench. It's with the one with the Pebble logo behind the markings here. And then with that I also got this old Plum socket. It's a 7/8 inch, 1/2 inch drive. Onto the bottom row, I got 2 double open Dunlap wrenches. I think these older Dunlap wrenches are pretty cool. Decent shape. This one's marked C1, and this one's marked with the V stamp. And then I got 2 Craftsman Vanadium double open wrenches. These have that underline logo. I really like these. I've been collecting them, so picked them up. And they are collectible, and they can sell for a fair price on eBay. Both of these have the C1 stamp as well. Got some random wrenches over here. We got another Ford USA wrench. I tend to find these sometimes once a week, sometimes every other week at the flea market. I guess they're pretty popular. And then I got 3 of these like German-made auto kit wrenches. This one's just marked Tona. The one in the middle is marked DIN 895, and the one on the bottom is marked GOT 321. It's a 13 by 8, 19 by 17, and this one's 17 by 13. And then, right as I was leaving the flea market, I spotted a guy, and he had this old wrench down here. And I just got one of these a couple weeks ago. It was an International Harvester wrench. And I listed it on eBay, and it sold immediately. So I saw it, and I asked him how much. And the guy offered me all 5 of these pieces for $5. So I figured it was kind of cool. You know, these 2 on the top aren't branded or marked at all. But these things are definitely antique, definitely really old. This one here is marked Syracuse. The one down here is marked Dayton. And then this one has the International Harvester stamp on the back right there. It's very dirty, it's hard to see, but it is there. It was a pretty good haul. I do love the old rusty stuff, especially cleaning it up. I think it's super fun. I'm most excited about some of the pliers that I brought home that I'm going to get to clean up. But the Stanley stuff was really cool. So this bevel gauge is going to clean up really nice. Just having those brass accents on there with the wooden handle is pretty cool. The spoke shave is also another great piece. Let me know what you guys think your favorite tools of today's haul are. I definitely think it's between the Stanley and the Utica pliers for me. And probably coming this winter, I'm going to be doing some restorations, and you might see some of these pieces come back around. I think it would be pretty fun to clean some of these up, make some videos out of them. Definitely the Utica pliers, I am a collector of those, so just getting the 3 Lyman's pliers here all in one shot was pretty nice. I'm going to be tempted to challenge myself and see how much of the pitting I can get off of this pair of pliers. So that'll be fun. I want to thank you guys for watching again. And as usual, we'll have tool hauls coming out every Saturday at 9 a.m. We're getting into winter now, so it's getting colder. Flea market's getting a little bit harder to go through. I'm still able to find some pretty good stuff, but flea market's going to close soon by me. And over winter, we're going to have to try to find some alternate tool haul methods. Back in the past, we've done a lot of Facebook Marketplace, so we'll probably try that again. But I think we're also going to try the auctions. So let us know if you guys want to see us buy some auction lots. And if you guys are interested, especially in some of the tools you see here and in some of our other hauls, definitely check out our eBay store. The link is in the description down below. I do keep some of the tools for myself. Of course, we do love tools, and I love to keep some of these. Like I'll definitely be keeping most of the Utica stuff, the Crowder stuff. But a lot of the stuff we do list on the eBay store eventually, so keep an eye out for it. All YouTubers get 10% off if you use the coupon code NKYouTube. So that's all in the description down below. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great day, and we'll see you guys on the next one.